watching my past videos, you know that I just got back from vacation. Really sad about it. But I went on the Disney Treasure, and then I took a day and went to Epcot and did the Mickey's Not So Scary party. So obviously I bought a ton of things and I want to give you a haul. Just a disclaimer, almost everything that I bought is Disney pin related because I'm insane. Well, not insane, I love to collect pins, and those are kind of the things that I like have the most memories from. So like if something happens to me, I get a pin for that, and whenever I look at my collection, I'm like, oh, I did that when I got that pin, I did that. So it's really my favorite thing to get because I can compact them all into a space and it's not everywhere. So that's what the majority of this haul is going to be. Like this right here, this is like almost all pins, and I hate to know how much I spent altogether, but you know, here we are. So we're just going to get right into it, and I'm so excited, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so the very first thing that I want to start out with is gifts from my brother and sister-in-law. I have the best. My sister-in-law is a travel agent, so she planned our trip, and anytime she plans trips, she always gives people little goodie bags. But also, I hadn't seen them since my birthday, so this was also kind of like birthday, and when they took me to the Halloween party, that was like my main present. So very thankful. I love you guys so much. But in my little goodie bag present was this shirt that I wanted so bad. I love her. She's very oversized, which I told them to do that, but I didn't know it would be this oversized. So I might be wearing this as a dress, but I still love it. It's got the bows and the castle, and it says Walt Disney World. Ooh, I love, love, love. And then they got me, hello, these Mickey Sunnies. Yeah. Right. And then they got me this Epic Universe lanyard. So it says Epic Universe right here, and then has the little logo on this side. I haven't been to Epic Universe yet, but hopefully I'll get to go soon. And then they got me a bunch of pins because they know me so well. So let's see, what do I want to start with? They became D23 members this year, so they gave me the pin that they got. I love them for that. So it says D23 Gold member, and it's got Stitch, and I have a Lilo and Stitch collection, so this is perfect for that. They also went to the 70th anniversary for Disneyland this year, and they brought me back the pin. This one is so pretty. I love these colors. But it says Disneyland 70th, and it has all of the main ones on there. So cute. This one is a limited edition. And then they also did this thing that was like, so, oh my gosh, California Adventure has the World of Color thing that they do, and Dathan and Danae did this like tasting thingamabob and had like better seating, and whenever you did that, you got a pin, and they both got one, so they gave me one of them. And so it just says World of Color, and it has Mickey and Minnie, and they're eating, and this is like an actual case, so you're meant to display this one. It is a fig pin, and you could get 3 different versions. One is glitter, one's regular, and one is gold. And this one is just the regular one, but it's so pretty. I will be keeping it in its little case. And then they got me the Food and Wine Festival pin, which is fun because I got to go there. But yeah, there's Mickey Minnie for Food and Wine. And then the very last thing they got me, this is probably my favorite because I really wanted this, and I don't really have any like jumbo pins. This one I think they categorize as a mini jumbo, but it is the Hocus Pocus Halloween Countdown. Hocus Pocus is one of my favorite movies of all time. And then the back is just plain. But the little book right here, it says days till Halloween, and it has a spinner in the back, and you put how many days it is. So this will be going up. I am probably going to decorate for Halloween probably in the next couple days. So this will be going up in the room. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So if you guys are watching, thank you. I love you guys. But yeah, things I'm gonna show is not really things I bought. It's things that they like give you on the cruise, but I want to show them anyway because it's cutie. So I love to scrapbook because I'm an 80-year-old woman. So if there's a cute little paper anywhere, I'm gonna be snatching it. So that's what most of this is. To the regular person, it looks like trash, but to me, memories. So when you're on the Disney Treasure, you have like 3 restaurants that you go to periodically, and they always have like cute little menus and things, mostly for children. But because I'm such a picky eater, I ate off the kids menu a couple times, so I got some of the menus from that. They let me take them, and I'll just explain some of the other stuff as we go along, but here we go. So the first thing, we have been on a Disney cruise before this one, way back when I was really young. I don't remember it, but because of that, you get to be part of the Castaway Club the next time you go on a cruise. So in our stateroom, they left us these little lanyards, and this is my key to the world card that you use to get in everything, unless you had a magic band, which I did, so I just used that because it was more convenient. But so cute. Love. I should put some of my cruise pins on this. Okay. And then another just rando thing. These are the little tags that they give you to put on your luggage when you leave. I have a couple of them. This one is pretty ratty because it was on the plane, but I'm gonna just put this in my scrapbook, so it doesn't really matter if it's tattered. But we got Donald, which I love. He's my fave of the Fab Five. And then just another random thing. This is just our luggage tags. You know, trash. Also, me when I collect the confetti, I have more somewhere. But yeah, this will just be cute to stick on there. Same as when we did excursions, you got to be a certain character. And for one of them, we got to be the Beast. And then I have another one that's Anna somewhere. So this is actually so stupid, but I love it. Next piece of paper. We did the movie trivia. No, it was movie quotes trivia night in the Skipper's Lounge. And this is the little paper that they gave you to write down your answers. And it's got this little man on it. I can't exactly remember what he's from. It might be Seoul. I'm not sure. But I got 12 out of 20. Some of those were hard. I wanted the medal so bad, but you know, I kept the paper. And then you have Pirate Night on the Disney cruise, and they give everyone a bandana. So here she is. It's got Minnie Mouse on this side, and then folded up somewhere in here is Mickey. But yeah, I just had her on. You know, cutie. And then let's see. One of our restaurants that we went to was Plaza de Coco, and that was one of the ones that I got off the kids menu one night. I got a chicken quesadilla, but the next night they had enchiladas. Delish. I wish I had 14 of them right now. But yeah, the kids menu is so cute though. So you've got Miguel, and is his name Dante? I think he's on that side. And then here's the menu, and you could color and stuff. I've talked about them in my other video, but our queens, the servers, Carlos and Arsana, love you wherever you are. Arsana would always mess with me, and he was like, Sydney, here's some crayons for you to draw, and it was just this whole thing. And also that night they had these little flowers, which you just fold the petals out. I was wearing it in my hair if you saw my last video, but yeah, so kept her. Another thing that Arsana would always do was bring out like crayons or straws or something and like do them in some sort of way, and I would have to solve a puzzle Did I ever get any of them right? Absolutely not. But one night he brought out a piece of paper and was like, girl, like, solve this. And I said, if anything has to do with math, you can count me out right now because I have no idea what you're talking about. But my brother figured it out, and I kept the paper. Oh, here's the other tag. This one we actually didn't use, so she's pristine. I'm probably going to put it on my bulletin board over there. And then another restaurant we went to was 1923, and they had these inside the menus, and we were all like, oh my gosh, those are so cute, can we have it? And they were like, yeah. And we said, oh, like, actually? And they told us to shove them in our purses. So we did. But it says 1923 Sweetly Ever After. And then this is the dessert menu, but we loved it because it has such good characters, like ones that you don't see, like Robin Hood, Nico. Over here's the Rescuers, and then my faves, Pooh Bear. I have a couple of these as well. And then as for crew stuff, I think this is the only other papery things. These are both of my wristbands for the excursions that I did. So yeah, well, I have one more paper thing, but I'll show you when I get to that section. And then this one is kind of out of order, but we went to 1900 Park Fair at the Grand Floridian when we first got there, and they give everybody these little cards that have like the autographs of the characters on it, and then you have to write your wish on this side, and my wish was for a hot, godly husband. Do with that what you will. But yes, I was waving her around. But yeah, so keeping that. I think that's all the papery stuff, so. Okay, so for the cruise itself, other than pins, I only got one item, and my mom actually bought it for me, so thank you, Mom. But we also got one of the tote bags, so there's Mickey and Minnie, and then the back just says Disney Cruise Line. But the thing that I wanted, I kept looking at literally every time that I went in the store, and I was like, I can't justify the price. But my mom was like, if you really, really want it, I'll get it for you. I love when that happens. But this is my first ever Spirit jersey, and I love it so much. So up here, you've got Captain Minnie in gold, and then the back says Disney Treasure. But the main reason that I wanted it was because of these two. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you got Captain Hook over here, and then Peter over here. Peter Pan is my love, actually, from like a young age. I had a crush on Peter Pan. I love everything that has to do with him. So when I saw this, I said, I need that, actually. And they were I don't know what you would call them, like icons of the Disney Treasure. They are on the outside of the ship, which is kind of weird because like the whole ship is themed after Aladdin, so you would think they'd be on the outside, but I'm not complaining because but yes, I love her and I cannot wait to wear it all the time. When we went to St. Thomas, that was one of the stops. We did an excursion, which you saw in the last video, and they took us to a gift shop before we did like everything else. But they gave us these little brochure on St. Thomas, and then I got a t-shirt in there. Love to get a t-shirt. So it says St. Thomas, established 1493, U.S. Virgin Islands, and I wanted it because it had the date on it because I love history things. But the back is really fun too. So you've got, is this a swordfish, some shells, turtles, and a pirate ship. And without even knowing, like in the next hour, I would be swimming with sea turtles. So this was actually perfect. But yes, love her. And I'll save Mickey's Not So Scary to last. I think the rest of the stuff is pins. But here we go. Okay, looking at my table right now, I'm like, whoa. But you know, it's fine. But I did find some more paper things. So I kept the box for one of my mystery sets. I'm gonna cut this up. And then there's the other sticker. See, we got Anna. And then this was super fun. When I was roaming the halls, I found some that was like, leave the state that you're from and take some stickers. So I got this Pocahontas one from one door, and an Alice, and then a Thor sticker. Perfect for scrapbooking. And then on Pirate Night, they left us these little cards. It says Lorcana trading card game. They're all the same card with this same picture of Mickey, so I'll keep one in the package and then use one for scrapbooking. And then in the Haunted Mansion lounge, I took this coaster, but it's just like cardboard, so if it got wet it would have to be thrown away anyways. So but it looks like a tarot card, and it has Madame Leota, and I needed that because I love the Haunted Mansion. It's like probably my favorite ride in Magic Kingdom. But yeah, so there's all that. And then I also, girl, me when I didn't like keep this in a safe space, but I got a postcard from St. Thomas, but I'm just gonna use it for backer stuff anyways, and it was only $1, but she did get a little bit bent. But yeah, gorgeous. Oh, it looks just like that, and I want to be back so bad. And then, if you want to count this as a papery thing, I always get stickers for wherever I've gone, and I put it on my carry-on. So I got this one. It says Sydney St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, which this was the only ones I saw like at the start, and I was like, I better just get it while I see it. And then I saw such cute ones later on, but I didn't want to buy multiple. So am I completely happy with this one? No, but she's still cutie. So yes. And then my mom always gets a magnet wherever we go, and this is the one that she chose. It says St. Thomas, and got a little sailboat. So cute. Okay, and here's how the sticker looks on my suitcase. It's actually pretty cute. This suitcase is not the best to put stickers on, but I still continue to do it. So here she is. Very cutie. Quick little sticker tour, I guess. My Gatlinburg, Tennessee sticker, a Pura Vida, California, Kentucky. Then on the other side, as I said, they don't stick that great. Here is another California, Love on Tour. The top never stays, but you know, whatever. And this one is the worst at staying, but there she is, New York, Graceland, and Las Vegas. Ah, love. So our first stop was the British Virgin Islands, and we stopped in Tortola. So I got the pin, of course, it says Tortola. Very cutie. Probably the closest I'll ever get to anything British, which is very sad. And then this is the other one. It says Caribbean Pirate Tortola BVI, because everything there is very pirate related, and I wanted something for that. And also we had pirate night, so very cute. That's the only things that I got in Tortola. And then as far as the St. Thomas, I got 2 pins there. This one is my favorite of all of them, I think. It says St. Thomas, and it's got the little sailboats, because you saw the sailboats everywhere there. It's so cute. It's probably not focusing very well, but you get the idea. And then the other one I got says We Be Jammin', St. Thomas. Adorable. Now I think next we're going to do the trades that I got. So I wanted to bring my own pin board, but I was like, okay, maybe nobody does that, and I didn't want to spend like unnecessary money to like make a pin board. But then I got there and there were so many, but I had brought traders, so I was excited, and then I ended up having to get more because I found so many good ones. But I showed these a bit in my past video, but I'll show them again if you didn't see that. So first off, these 2 weren't trades. I was going to trade these if I found others from this set, but I never did, so I ended up keeping them. Who's to say if I'll trade them in the future, but they are pretty cute. I've got Dumbo and Goofy, and they are from the Cruise Line mystery set that you can only get on the cruise. And then I got one of the packs that are the Disney Ducks, and these are the two that I didn't trade yet, but they still are going in my trader pile. Stitch and Angel. So yes, now for the trades. The first one I'm pulling is from the Pixie Plush mystery set. This is one of the only ones that I wanted from that set. It was so funny because like a ton of the trades that I found were like from the big mystery packs, and I never wanted to collect those because there was only like one or two that I would want from the set, and I found so many of the ones that I wanted, so I was super excited because from Pixie Plush, this was the only one I wanted from it. It's Ray from Princess and the Frog. Oh, he's so cute. I love him. He makes me cry. And then there is a set that's called I can't remember the exact name. It's something about them sleeping, but I got Lucifer. Love him. I have a collection of Cinderella pins because she's one of my faves. And then this is the only one that I wanted from this set. I cannot remember the name of it, but it is Yzma as a cat. She's my favorite villain, and she's got the poison for Kuzco. So cute. Love her. Then I traded for this Loungefly pin. It is Stitch and Angel. Little kissing moment. Oh my gosh. Whatever, you get it. But yeah, very cutie. This is one of the best trades that I found, in my opinion, because this is like probably like a $16 pin, and I was so happy that I found her. It is the Wanted poster for Flynn Rider, and I met him on the cruise, so that was fun. Yes, there he is. And then I wanted some of the Munchlings, but I didn't really care who I got. I just wanted to have one, and I ended up finding this one. I believe this is the White Rabbit, but I'm not sure what he's supposed to be. There's some like almonds and kiwi on him, but he's still very cute. Then I ended up trading for this one, and then when I got the Disney Duck set, he was in my pack, but love him, Mr. Powerline. So cute. This one is fun. This is for Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit, which they do this in Disneyland and Disney World, so I'm not sure which one this is from, but it is from like which event, but this is from 2024, and it is a limited release, so that's really cool. This was the first trade that I made on the cruise, but it's got little Mickeys all over it and some bats. So cute. And I have a Halloween collection, so that'd be perfect. Then I found another, I think this is another Loungefly. This is my favorite kitty of the Aristocats, Mr. Toulouse, and he's painting and I paint, so I love him so much. One of my favorites. And then this one, I got a pack of the Disney character mugs to trade, and I only wanted to keep this one out of the pack. It's Robin Hood. And then the last trade is my only trade that I made in the parks, and this is a really good one. I was so surprised I found it. I got it in the France Pavilion in the restaurant, and it is a pin for the All-Star Resorts, and it's pin on pin. It's really nice. It's got Donald, Mickey, and Goofy on it, and it's from 2004, so such a cool find. I was very excited about that one. I totally forgot to do my favorite trade of them all. So on the cruise right next to us, they had a pin board, and on this board was one that I wanted so bad. It was from the Sleepy character set that the Lucifer one is from that I showed you, And I wanted this one so bad because I don't have any pins of him, and they never put him with this movie whenever they do merchandise. And when I looked over, this was the first pin that I saw over there, and I flipped out. It is Owl from Winnie the Pooh, and he's sleeping in his little rocking chair, and it's so cute. I literally cannot. It's adorable, and this is probably my favorite trade of all of them. And I just did a count. I can't even, girl, there's 50 pins here. That's including ones that people bought for me, ones I traded for, and ones I bought. There's 50 pins. I do have a problem. This is my biggest haul ever. But you know what? These were kind of free. You know, my trades were free. So, yeah, it's justifiable because, so I actually got just 40. Now let's get into the cruise pins. I think that's the best route next. So obviously the main cruise pin that I wanted was the Disney Treasure one, and it is the same image that's on my Spirit jersey, but this might be my favorite pin of all of the ones that I got, but love, love, love. And then because this is the inaugural year of the Disney Treasure, they still had all the inaugural pins, and this one has Jasmine and Aladdin on it because they are the statue there. This one is kind of hard to see, and I was like, okay, do I get her, do I not, because you have to like hold it a certain way to see the detail, but I kept thinking about it and I said, yeah, I need it. This one, such a fun find. I got this one, and when I went to the counter, he was like, oh yeah, that's $4. I said, oh, thank you, because if any of you guys collect pins, you know that like the cheapest pin you can get now is $13. Yeah, do with that what you will with all of this here, but I love this one. These are the two dogs, Napoleon and, oh my gosh, I can't think of the other one's name right now, but they're from the Aristocats. And my brother used to quote this movie all the time to me when I was little, so this pin reminded me of him, and I was so happy to find it. I say that we are those dogs. So yeah. And then this one makes me sad now because when we went to Castaway, it rained like the entire time we were there, and they didn't let you go on the paddle boats, and we had gotten that. So I had gotten this pin beforehand because I was like, oh my gosh, we're going on the paddle boats, that'll be such a fun memory. Then we didn't even get to go, but the pin is still cute. This is very much me, the whole cruise. Stitch lounging. This one is also me with all of my luggage. Goofy. And then this one's just your basic Disney Cruise line. They're all in their cruise attire. And then this is the only one that I could find that said Castaway Cay, and it's also not my favorite, but you know, I had to get it because but it's just a little Mickey there. I have some other Castaway pins from the previous cruise, but I had to get that one for that. Okay. I guess we'll do Disney World, those pins next. Okay, yes. Okay, I got a ton from the parks. There were a few that I had like a list that I wanted. Some of them when I saw in person, I was like, yeah, I don't really need that one, but I got most of the others. This is the first. I love this new series they're doing. It's like character clusters, but they're open edition. So I love that because they're easy to find. But I have a small collection of Alice in Wonderland. I love the colors with any Alice pins. So this one is so pretty. Ooh. This is one of the ones that I had on my list. My favorite princess is Belle. And you hardly ever see anything with the objects on it. So this one's got Cogsworth and Lumiere. And she's in the magic mirror. Obviously, had to get one of my man, Mr. Peter. And Tink is right there. This is one of the ones that was on my list, and I'm so happy I found it. it is the same as the Alice with the character clusters. And this one is the Aristocats. My baby Toulouse is on there. My mom got me this one, Tigger and Roo. I also have like I have so many collections with the pins, but I have this small collection that's like book related pins, and they're on like, I guess it's supposed to be a map, but I kind of look at it as a book page, so that's going in my book section. And then I talked about it in my Epcot and Mickey's video, but I had the cutest interaction with Winnie the Pooh. I dressed as him when I went to Epcot. Oh my gosh, it was literally adorable. And the second I left, I had to get a pin to commemorate that. And I met him in Christopher Robin's bedroom, so I got this one of Pooh and Christopher Robin, and they're reading. It's perfect. Oh my gosh. I could have stayed in that room with Pooh Bear the entire day. It was so cute. And guys, I'm not a Disney adult. I promise you I'm not. But in that moment, I questioned things. Okay. And then this is another one Mom got me. It's Miko from Pocahontas. Another character that you never see. I love finding pins with niche characters. So cute. And then here's another one from my Alice collection. My favorite in the movie is the Mad Hatter. So I had to get one with him. And it's got the little dormouse and the March Hare. So cute. And then another niche character that I never find pins for is Mary Poppins. So anyone I saw, I said, yes, thank you very much. I had seen this one before I went, and I knew I wanted to find it. Oh my gosh, it's gorge. You always see her in this outfit with the pins, but it's got some pretty glitter. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. And then I didn't know this one was a thing, but it says Mary Poppins, and it's got the penguins. And I ended up meeting a penguin in Epcot, and that's never happened, so that was perfect. A little foreshadow moment. And then the last Mary, this one says Epcot United Kingdom, Mary Poppins, and you never see her in this outfit, so I had to get her. Love it. Okay, and then the very last section of this haul, thank you for bearing with me, is the Mickey's Not So Scary stuff. So before I went, I looked at like a list of things that they had, because when you go to the party, they have like exclusive merchandise that you go get. You have to get in like separate lines in the Emporium, and it's like a very quick process because there's so many people there. They had this pin box set that was like the only thing I wanted. And we got there not even 30 minutes after the party started, and it was already sold out. But luckily, they were selling all of the pins individually except the chaser, which was Mickey and Minnie. And I wasn't like insanely like needing that one, so I got them separately, except for they had one of Winnie the Pooh in a bee costume, and I needed it, but that one was already sold out. But luckily, my brother and sister-in-law are going to another party in a couple weeks, and he said that he would look for that one for me. So cross your fingers that he finds it, because it's the only one I need. But I did get all the other ones I wanted, so that's exciting. The first one is the Hocus Pocus Villain Spelltacular. And if you saw my other video, you know that my costume for the party was Danny from Hocus Pocus. And I had like my pin bag with all my Hocus Pocus pins. So I was so happy that they did another one this year. Love them. And then this is the other Mickey's Not So Scary one. This is the Grave Diggers from the Haunted Mansion that are supposed to be in the parade, but it was lightning like crazy the night of the party, so they didn't get to come out, but I got the pin anyway. Then, oh, this one is so cute. They had the cutest pins this year. Once again, says the party name and the year, but it's got Snow White and Dopey. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, it's so cute. And then my queen, Miss Constance Hatchaway from the Haunted Mansion. And then you've got some of the ballroom dancers on either side. Oh, yes. And then, you know that I love Winnie the Pooh, so that one would have been a top fave. But I think this one is still going to beat all of them. Peter! Yes! So Peter's over here, and then Tink is sitting on a little pumpkin. Oh my gosh. I love it. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. Very much. Okay. And now I have a couple things that were from the party. We're done with the pins. I promise. So, oh, I got a t-shirt from the party. This t-shirt is still wet. I just got back yesterday and it downpoured at the party. Luckily, it was only like an hour before it was over. So, but I got this shirt because I was having like a heat stroke that day, and that costume that I had was so many different layers, so I had to take it off and put a t-shirt on. But I still kept it hocus pocus. So it says The Villain Spectacular up here. And then the back has Baby Binks. And it says Party Until the Witching Hour Returns, Magic Kingdom 2025. And there he is. And the witches are behind him. But that's the baby. I love Binks. I want a black cat so bad, and I want to name him Binks. But you can't have animals in the apartment that I live in, so. Okay. Another little paper thing. This is the Mickey's Not So Scary map. And it's got stuff about Boo to You, different things that you could see, and then all the foods, and then the map. We didn't do nearly as much as I would have liked to because I overdid it at Epcot earlier in the day and I felt sick. I'm talking like one of the worst migraines I've had in a long time, and it didn't subside until the night was almost over. So everything we did, I was just like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, maybe I'll get to go back one day and not feel sick to my stomach. And then here's my little wristband for the party. And my Halloween sack. We hit up most of the treat trails. We could have gone through them multiple times, but because I was going to be on a plane the next day, I was like, I don't know how well all of the candy's going to keep. So we didn't do them a ton. But so it says Boo to You on this side, and then the same picture as on my pin over there. So cute. I'll be keeping this. Oh, I didn't even notice the little treats on the side. So cute. And then I believe this is the very last thing. Kind of sad to end on this, but it's just the Epcot map, the standard one. Yeah, nothing crazy. But I was there during the Food and Wine Festival, and they had a little festival passport with Gusteau, and on the back has Remy. Love. And then it just tells all of the different vendors that they had and the foods that you could get. Yeah, very cute. Once again, I didn't get anything from the Food and Wine because we were so packed, like we didn't stop for anything really except for characters. But the only reason that I went to Epcot was to ride the Remy ride because I hadn't done it yet, and it was very fun. But yeah, that's the last thing, and I miss it so much, and I wish I was back. But until next time, and now I have to find a place for all of these pins. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.